Welcome to this week's Understanding. Today we have our special guests back, but I'll let you see who that is when we get to them. First, I want to introduce the wise men, starting to my right.
Wise man number 3, Ben Richards.
Wise man number 6, Steve Rogers.
Wise man number 7, Jensen.
Wise man number 1, Kenny B.
Wise man number 4, 100%.
And we are also joined by who are now called the Wisdoms, and I'll let them introduce themselves.
Hello, wisdom number 1, Jasmine. Wisdom number 2, Natalie.
All right. And something I want to touch on this week is, it was a post that was getting a lot of hits on the board, so I wanted to bring it to the panel. Is marriage more important to men or to women? I want to slide that over to 100% first.
Me personally, I think is more for women, because when a man says, yo, I'm getting married, dude's like, oh, word, what's up? That's what's up. Yo, you seen the Lakers game last night? And it goes from there. But when a woman gets married, it's like her friend, oh, let me see the ring. Let me see this. Let me see that. It's like more of a validation between women to big up, you know what I mean, to big up themselves. That's just my translation.
How you feel about that first?
Well, I think, and I can coincide with Julio, like, don't get me wrong, I think men, somewhere in the back of our mind, when we've been with a woman for a long time, we do want to marry them. And the reason why we do want to marry them, because it's what they bring forth far as the marriage thing. Because I think, like, if a man could just lay around all day long and just be in the house and sin for the rest of his life, don't be married, he would do that. But women, not saying that they pressure men, but like, you have a lot of women, especially nowadays, like, marriage has become a trend. It's like, you know, the latest Dolce & Gabbana bag. You know what I mean? It's like the latest Gucci glasses. It's become a trend. So you have women, when they automatically come into these relationships, their mind state is automatically on marriage. So if they're with this guy longer than 2 years, they're ready, oh, I want to get married. And they start drilling this into this dude. So it's more of a woman's thing. Not saying that men don't want to get married, but to a man, it could care less. He could care less. Like, whether I get married or not, it doesn't really matter.
Okay. I want to go to wisdom number 1. Do you agree with that statement as far as what he's saying? Do you agree with that?
I guess sometimes, yes, a woman might be the one to push for it. Not always, but sometimes. And I think for women, it's more so, not, for a lot of women, it's more so the wedding, not so much. I mean, the marriage matters, but I think it's a thing of like, oh my God, look at the ring, and what are we gonna do? And the guy just kind of falls back for that moment or whatever. But I think you're right. Women are more so the ones who want to like seal the deal, and the guys are just like, I'm good. Like, they just keep doing this forever.
Okay, so I want to present a question of wisdom number 2. Are women getting married just because of the wedding, not thinking in the long run, or is it, you think, more of a, I just want him to be mine, this is mine, I don't want any other woman to put me a mitts on him or anything?
Well,
Talk about it.
okay, well, to be honest with you, my view on marriage is a little bit different than the typical woman. I really don't care about the ring and the big wedding or whatever the case is. They go to Vegas and call it a day. But you know, I said for some women, that's you know, they were instilling from birth that okay, you need to have to show everyone that he's yours, and that the world need to know. You know, you have to be a big, dreamy, fantasy land type world thing. And I'm not saying that something is wrong with that, but I'm like, if the guys co-sign on and you want to be with this person, then what's wrong with this compromise then and give her that day that she wants? That's, I feel like that's just, it's not going to take much out of you to do so. But my thing, marriage start after the wedding day. It's not, okay, the proposal is after the wedding day. And my focus is more so on the actual marriage than the wedding. So that's how I
beautiful.
So I want to take it over to the 7th, being a married man. When you got married, did things change drastically from before you were married?
No, it didn't. I was living with my wife for about maybe 2 years.
So why get married if nothing changed?
Well, I figured if I didn't do it then, I wasn't going to do it at all.
But why? But even if you did it or you didn't do it, like why did you do it in the first place? Was it something she wanted? Was it something you wanted?
Actually, it was. We had talked about it, but you know, we don't really care too much about it. If it was up to us, we wouldn't. But it just so happens there was like, you know, reunion. It would have been, you know, it was the perfect time to do it. You know, my father told me, you know, hey, why don't y'all get married? So we figured, well, why not? And we did it. And also, for me, I could see this is the woman that I could be with for the rest of my life. You understand what I'm saying? There was no other preconceived notion behind the marriage. Yo, I'm getting married for this, that, and the other. No. I just saw her as being the one that I could live with and rest with and grow old, and she could change my diapers.
Nice.
Wow.
Nice. All right. I want to bring it over to my man, Steve Rogers. Being single, right? You know, all girls, or most girls, grow up with that whole, I want to be married, I want to have a family and a house, and so on and so forth. Did you grow up with those same ideals as a man, like, I want to get married and have a house and all this other things?
Yes, sir.
You grew up with that same mindset? Why? Like, what led you to that?
Well, you choose my words wisely on this one. Okay. If a man tell you that marriage is not as important to him as it is the woman he's proposing to, he's lying to you. Like, to kind of agree with her, maybe the wedding is more important to her, you know, whatever scale it is, but the actual marriage, the actual marrying of someone that you feel like is a good partner, because that's basically what it is. It's a partnership. It's kind of like putting someone on your team, so to speak. That's very important to a man. So, especially when you get to a certain age, you know, well, this is just my personal opinion. When you get to a certain age, and if you're with a particular person, and you know you feel like that person is going to ride out with you through your ups and your downs, and your good and your bad, and you know for sure that person has your back, then why not marry that person? Right. It's just, to me, marriage, you know, not to sound old school, but it's just the noble thing to do. You know what I mean? Like, I prefer to present the woman I'm with as my wife, as opposed to this is my girlfriend. Because when you're with a woman and say, hey, this is my wife, it's just so powerful, that word to say. You know, so yeah, I'm a big proponent of marriage.
Good point, bro. Good point.
That's a good point. That's a good
You know, I
point.
got something to say to it.
Oh, I'm gonna come to you in a second, because I already know about you.
It ain't gonna start though. But
We're gonna bring it back around, but I wanna hit Ben Richards with a question. You brought up something. Like, when you talk about the wedding, right? The wedding is always a huge deal for the woman. We gotta have a wedding, and we gotta be like together with all our family and friends there. Do you think that wedding is as important to a man? Like, oh, I gotta have a wedding. I gotta be there. I gotta make this official. You think it's as important as a man?
You know, I never been married, but like me personally, and from people I've spoken to, friends of mine, I'd say like 99.99999% of men couldn't give a damn, really, honestly, about the wedding.
Well, you know what?
I
I disagree.
You don't think so?
Yes, I don't think so.
Okay.
I've actually dated a few guys that was actually forcing me to, in the sense of seeing the wedding, and I can't believe you don't want to get married. I can't believe you don't want this thing. I can't believe you don't want the big fancy. And I'm like, no, I don't.
I think.
So I feel there's guys out there, they're probably not gonna say, yeah, I want the big wedding because they want to seem more macho around their friends and so forth. But behind closed door, God said they want the girl to initiate it, so it could be like, okay, it's the girl thing. But if it's a situation where a girl back down, they're gonna be like, really? Why not? You don't want, you know, everyone to see us. You don't want to walk down the aisle.
Because sorry to cut you off. Not necessarily kind of add on to what she's saying, because it's kind of like a proper circumstance of it, you know, so to speak. Like when you graduate from high school or college, I mean, that's why you walk down the aisle, because regardless if you walk down the aisle and the professor, the dean of the school is shaking your hand, you're gonna get your degree if you complete, you know, X amount of courses. So that's, I feel like that men, trust me, men will do the wedding on a large scale if they could. Because if I want to marry you and I ask you to marry me, why not kind of put that sort of love on display? If we can afford it, you know, monetary wise, instead of going to City Hall and doing some backdoor, like, you know. Hold on, I want to come to my man 100% first. I'm gonna come to 100% first, 100%. What do you want to add on to that?
I mean, me personally, I don't need a big wedding for me to show the woman that I love her and that she's the one, and because she knows this already. I will marry you in the street corner in front of everybody. I will marry you in the church. I will marry you in my mother's house. I will marry you.
But if she wants it,
if she wants it, give it to her. But I mean, I will give it to her because that's for her to show off to everybody that's coming to my wedding. Because at the end of the day, if I got my best friends in my wedding, and she has her best friends at her wedding, and I have my mother present and my father present, I give a damn about a big wedding. You understand what I'm saying? My whole thing is, I don't really need the big hoopla, because at the end of the day, I'm marrying a woman I love, and I need the people that are really important in my circle to be there. I don't care about the big hoopla and, you know, the red carpet and the limousine coming and, you know, frogs jumping out the hat. Like, nah.
Hold on.
It just says, like in today's society where, you know, the whole focus of woman is so much in fashion, the woman is the one that they won't come out the house looking a certain way. It's completely changed now. Guys are just as involved in showing, you know, put their best foot forward and you know, making sure that before they leave the house, they're looking a certain way and they're matching and everything is going good for them. It's the same thing with the wedding. It's changing now. It's not all about the woman want to show off. The man want to show off as well.
Okay, well, me personally, hold on. Not to cut you off. Me personally, at the end of the day, it's not about everybody else around. It's about me and that woman. Me and that woman go to City Hall and get married. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm with the woman I love. I don't care about the big BS that comes with it. It's just me and the woman I love, and I know I'm gonna be with her for the rest of my life because she's my ride or die. That's the main point.
Hold on. I want to come to Ben. Ben, what you want to say on that topic, man?
To touch a little bit more on what Natalie was saying, I was gonna say too, like to add like another element to that whole kind of argument about men wanting the marriage thing more. It's like I feel too is because a lot of men know that women take it so seriously that sometimes a man will do it just for that reason, that he knows the woman really wants that.
Yes, sir.
So they're gonna say, okay, you know, I know, you know, this woman, they might not even know him well, but they're gonna just come in there knowing that it's a woman and say, oh, she must right away think a marriage, a wedding is important and it must be a big event and this and that. So the man might go in there telling you, oh, you don't want a big wedding, this and that. It might not be like it's really heartfelt, but it might be more just because he wants to do it for the woman because they know that's what they want.
Yeah, I was going to touch on that because, like, marriage is more, it's ingrained in the men when they're growing up. You know, you got married a woman and it's come from your mom and your grandmother, whoever. It's kind of ingrained. So when you get older and you run into a woman like her and she go, let's get married. She's like, I don't want marriage. She's like, what?
My mother questions me all the time with that.
Yeah.
When you gonna make an honest woman out of somebody? When I meet an honest woman.
I wanna pass it over to the first wisdom. Anything else you wanna add on to that statement? Like
I'm sorry, just to correct.
I'm
sorry, not to interrupt, but I didn't say I don't want to get married. I just said that the wedding.
Yeah, I'm talking about the wedding. I'm talking about the wedding because, like, when you see a wedding, it's ingrained in men. So it's like when you meet a woman like you, that when you talk about the wedding, it's like I don't really want a big wedding. I get married and call blah. Dudes is like, you don't want a wedding? Are you serious? Like, come on, that's the first thing I know that doesn't want a wedding. So that's usually like all the time. So I want to come to you. Like, what do you think about everything that was said?
I don't know. I've seen it on both aspects where, you know, I know Natalie and I know the guy she's talking about and I know how they felt and I feel like he really wanted to floss her. He wanted a big wedding. Like, I don't feel like he was just like baffled at her response. I think he legitimately wanted to walk down that aisle, have all his people see, and like I said, floss her. Now,
so you think it was more of a show for him?
Yeah, absolutely.
So it was more of a just like
eye candy. This is what I got on my arm now. And I want the
Yeah.
whole world to see
Like,
what's on my arm.
Anyway.
Yes, I'm gonna blow you up.
But going for what 100% said, I'm right with you. Like, I had the wedding where everybody was there and, you know, the show. And, like, honestly now, if I have my best friends and my family, I'm good. And I'm not talking about my whole family. I'm talking about my mom, my dad, you know. I'm good.
Exactly. And just to jump in real quick to alliterate my point, like, everybody here has a valid point, and I don't want to feel like I'm disrespecting just one individual. Because I want to say this. Julio has his point, Ben Richards has his point, Steve Rogers has his point. But out of all the points, I can pick and just decipher each one of your points. You know why? Because neither one of you Negroes is married. You know what? I went to the courthouse and I got married with my wife. You know what I mean? And wasn't no friends there. It was me, her, and her aunt in North Carolina. And we signed our name on that paperwork and we had a barbecue. That's what down south people do. You feel me? And it wasn't like the most beautiful thing in the world, but it felt kind of special. But me being as a man and me being raised by women, I'm not gonna lie, there are some times I do feel like I kind of cheated her. But she's not the one to say, oh, I want the big wedding or anything, but that's just me morally in me because society has set that in you. So I feel like sometimes like, damn, I kind of robbed you of having this big wedding. So I do feel that way, but to go on that, to add on to that, I know a lot of people who have been married for like been going together and been living with their girl for like 13 years. And then they decide to get married, and in 6 months they divorce. So 13 years they was doing extremely good, but the moment they went up there to the courthouse, or they spent $10,000 or $20,000 to get married, 6 months later they divorced. So what is that about? You feel me? And I think that's because, to get right back onto the topic, it becomes a situation where it's more of a thing with women than it is with men. And just to elaborate on that more, and then I'll pass it on. Okay, prime example. Say for instance, me and Jasmine starts dating, right? Me and Jasmine were dating. We call each other on the phone every day. I could call Jasmine tomorrow morning. Yeah, I stayed out all night with Julio. We went to the club, whatever. Jasmine might have a problem with that, but she's not going to really have a problem with that. The moment I move in with Jasmine, let me come in 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock in the morning, it changes. She now has a problem with that. Okay, now as we grow, right, we're still in a relationship. The minute Jasmine becomes pregnant, she has a child by me, it becomes different. The minute me and Jasmine become married, now that title, husband and wife, it becomes different. So these things start to change the situation, and I think women take it a little more extreme than men do. Not saying that men don't validate these things, but I just think that it's on a level where women take it more.
But you don't think that as the relationship grows, your responsibility for that relationship grows as well? So it's okay when you're dating and you're coming in 6 o'clock in the morning, but at the end of the day, you're not coming in to waking up Jasmine out of her bed that she got to go to work the next morning.
That's true.
When you're living together, the respect should be there.
That's kind of true.
She's got to get up in the morning, so for me to walk in the house 6 o'clock in the morning to wake her up, that's not fair to her. And so forth. So
that's like a yay and a nay. You know why? Because when you started dating me in the beginning, and say, maybe 6 months later, I moved in with you. Within that 6 months, you know I was coming in the house 6 o'clock in the morning. So why would it change now that I'm living with you?
No, but we shouldn't have to say, you know what, why are you coming in 6 o'clock in the morning? You should be like, you know what, respect is due because now we're living together, so now my situation is different. I'm not a bachelor out there living the life. I'm coming home to someone. Let me come home and respect her and come home at a decent time.
So what's a decent time for you?
Well, I said, it depends on each woman have their standard.
No, but what's your standards? I'm asking you, what's your standards?
Well, I really can't say that. Because she would not even care to get my message.
See? Because at the end of the day, I'm coming in, I'm not going to wake you up.
If you don't wake me up,
at 6 o'clock. Only time I'm going to wake you up is because I want to get busy.
That's what I'm saying.
So I'm going to lift up that little nightgown you got on.
That's actually the point I'm making more so, is that if that's your intention, then you could come in a decent time so I could be able to rest up to go to work next morning.
I see my man the 7th want to make a point. Yeah. I just want to iterate real quick on that, and then you can go ahead, bro.
Alright.
You're absolutely right. That respect level has to be there. You're absolutely right, and you're absolutely right also. Every woman differs, because when I first met my wife did what she wanted to do, and because of my past relationships and the experience that I had, when I first met her, she told me I was like no other dude she ever married, because I told her, I said, you know what? You can do whatever you want to do, because I'm going to do whatever I want to do, long as it's in the realms of respecting each other. Because she told me in the beginning, oh, I go to strip clubs, whatever. Oh, yeah, you can go to strip clubs, because guess what? Kenny going to go to strip club too. But guess what? It's just in the realm of respecting me. So when you go into strip club, you say, yo, I'm going to the strip club. So now I know you've been in a strip club. I don't want to go 6 months later, which eventually did happen in the long run. I went 6 months later, I'm going through her drawer looking for something. I don't know what the fuck I was looking for. And I found a picture of her sitting on a stripper lap. And I'm like, what the hell is this? And it just caused a whole bunch of chaos. So you're absolutely right. There has to be a respect level, and every woman is different. But my thing is, if I've been coming in 6 o'clock in the morning for 6 months when we were dating, what makes you think I'm going to change that just because we moved in? Unless we've sat down and we came to an understanding and we said, you know what, you've been coming in for 6 o'clock in the morning for 6 months, but now that you live here, let's not do that anymore. Then maybe that could possibly happen. So.
All right. The way I look at it is, you're both right in a sense, but I'm leaning more towards that. You know, I used to do the same thing. Come in whenever I want. I used to tell my wife, the sun won't catch me out there. and I live by that. My wife never really pressured me into coming home early or nothing like that. But as a sign of respect to that woman, you understand what I'm saying? I started to come in at a reasonable time. You understand what I'm saying? And I guess the way I found out is because I stayed home one night. You understand what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
And when she tells me, yo, I'm coming home at 2 o'clock, and here it is 4 o'clock, I'm sitting there, I'm worried, I'm texting, and no text is coming back, no calls is coming back. I'm burning up.
Oh, yeah.
And I know it because I can't sleep because I'm worried for her safety. You understand what I'm saying? This is New York. So I hear her when she comes in. I pretend that I'm sleeping. I'm knocking in the motherfucker. You understand what I'm saying? But I can't say nothing.
Bro, yes.
I can't say nothing because you know what? I do the same thing to her on a regular basis. She only did this once. So once I felt that, I decided, you know what, I'm going to respect her. You understand what I'm saying? And again, I don't think people go into marriage for the right reasons, bro. You know, it's not like our grandparents. You understand what I'm saying? When they went into marriage with a single thing that, you know what, this is the woman that I'm gonna be with.
And blood.
I'm gonna be with. You understand what I'm saying?
Causing trouble in the blood.
So at this point, I feel people are doing it for just the prestige, I guess.
It's a fad.
It's not a fad.
It is.
It's not a fad. Let me finish my thought. It's not a fad. I think what it is they've gotten the wedding, you understand, mixed up with marriage.
It's a fad.
That's not a fad.
Because they want to wear the fancy dress.
No,
they want
that's
the
not a
fancy
fad.
ring.
It's more about satisfying
other people.
Your other people,
right?
Instead of satisfying the main people.
That's
like when I get married, I'm gonna call my closest friend, my 7 brothers from the understanding, my brothers that I roll with, my mother, which is my the wisdom. You already know. And that's it. That's it. I'm not gonna invite my man Al from the corner store, Papito that sells the ices on the corner. I'm not inviting them, dude, because at the end of the day, I'm with the people that matter most to me. And at the end of the day, I'm presenting her to the most important people in my life. I don't care about everybody. I'm not gonna have 100 people that those 100 people, only 20 brought me gifts.
All right, I feel you. So, all right, so just to end off the topic, so it's not so much that the marriage is not important, because I guess men and women do think about marriage in the same tone. It's just the wedding. The wedding should not be that important. Wedding should, all the focus should be on the wedding and just putting our love on display in front of everybody. That's how you can tell when a marriage is going to succeed and when a marriage is going to fail, when you put all that focus on the wedding. Would that be the understanding of everything? We should.
I just wanted to say one more thing.
Okay, what you want to say?
Because, like, I think another issue is people do focus on the wedding aspect of it too much, and you will be with somebody for 2 years or 3, whatever, know that you're gonna marry them, but you don't have the money for it. And next thing you know, it's 10 years down the line, and you like, you know, you don't have the money for this wedding that you want. I think people get caught up with that because it shouldn't be about the wedding; it should be about the marriage.
That's true.
If
That's my point.
I want to be with you. We could do this now, maybe in, you know, whatever, be blessed by God, whatever, and maybe in 10 years we could have that big thing. But you already be my husband, I'll already be your wife. You know?
Can I add to that?
Yeah.
When I was getting married, right, my father said, yo, we're gonna have this in Jamaica. Not everybody could attend who had the money to go to Jamaica for a wedding, so we could have had a vainglorious wedding. We didn't want that. You understand what I'm saying? We were simple. Now, if you love this person, like Jazzy says, yo, we go to City Hall, man. You know what I mean? And then when time comes for you to afford the wedding, the dream wedding that you want, by all means do it. But if you keep waiting for that dream wedding, life gonna pass you by. You might not even be with the person you claim to love. That's it.
Okay. All right. So there's another thing I want to touch on with, as far as that topic is concerned. Like, you're married and you guys are living together, and time is passing, and it's not going so well. You know, and it gets a little rocky.
Yeah.
It's a little rocky. You know.
It was all good
as
just
far
a
as,
week ago.
Yeah. I'll tell you. So we could look outside the relationship for other female companionship. We're going to call that the other woman. Okay? I want to know how everyone on the panel feels about the other woman. Does she serve a purpose? What purpose does she serve? I'm going to bring it, actually I want to bring it over to Ben Richards. I'm going to start off with Ben Richards, and I want to go around. Okay? So, how do you feel about the other woman, man? Whether it be marriage, whether it be a relationship, whether it be boyfriend and girlfriend or anything, like you said, people be together for 10 years and don't be married. So I don't want to lock it into necessarily marriage. How do you feel about the other woman, man?
So it includes dating and stuff like that, just
Dating
casual, whatever?
Dating and everything. What role does the other woman serve?
As far as many people go and their opinions go, I know they feel that it serves the other man or woman, whatever serves a big time purpose. Because some people, whether it be commitment or otherwise, or just because they have an emotional disconnect with the person they're with and need to seek something from somebody else outside of the situation, it has its purpose. Now, me speaking personally, do I think it's morally right? Of course I don't. It's not right to do something like that, honestly, but I mean, if you're somebody, honestly, that doesn't really care and wants to live that kind of lifestyle, you know what? It might make your home situation better for all I know. I mean, maybe you might be getting something from that person that you don't at home, and you might come home a happier person. I don't really know. I mean,
let me tell you, everybody on the camera can't see. The Wisdoms are very uncomfortable in their seat right now. They're very uncomfortable. So I'm not going to them yet. I want to bring it to the other side. I want to bring it to my man. What, you want to take it on?
Yeah, please.
I'll let my man Steve Rice take it on before you go over there.
You already know where that side is going.
You do?
Yeah, Steve Rice.
I think the other woman serves a purpose to you know, destroying the marriage. To me, marriage, I feel marriage is more spiritual. You know what I mean? And if you're having complications or problems within your marriage, you shouldn't go outside and seek something from you know, from another woman. You know what I mean? And she's only going to give you something physical. So then I feel like if your marriage ever gets to that point, maybe you should try to go seek, like, you know, spiritual counseling maybe or something like that. But to step out of your marriage, listen, man, the bottom line is this. First of all, know who you're marrying, right? Secondly, make sure who you're marrying is your best friend. Make sure you know her likes and dislikes, you know? Make sure you know all this before you marry this person. Therefore, when you get married, you won't have to go outside of your marriage, because this is why you entered into this partnership with this person, because this person fulfills everything you want. I know I'm gonna get killed on the other side of the room. Just let me just say this, man. If you're married, know who you're marrying. Do not step outside your marriage, because honestly speaking, when you get to a certain age, how much sex have we had? Everybody puts emphasis on sex, 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 sex. When you get 70, 60 years old, it's important when you're in the prime of your life. But, bro, hold on. When you do get a certain age, when you want to think about, you know, what school you're sending your kids to, how are we gonna save up for this house, what church are we gonna attend, how are we planning family vacations? Bro, everything is not about stepping outside and cheating and talk to your wife. If she don't give you a good blowjob, talk to her. Hey, baby, listen, I married you, but you're slacking on the blowjobs. Don't suck it like this, but suck it like that. Then next thing you know, your wife is giving you better blowjobs. It's called communication. That's all I gotta say.
I want to bring it over to 100%.
Yes.
We'll give it to 100%.
And he rose on the third day.
Yes. My whole thing with this is what I'm saying.
Here he goes.
When you start in a relationship,
Right.
you go hard. Men and women, both. You go hard. Sex is not a problem. We having sex like two animals in heat. All of a sudden you get married, you have kids, all of a sudden, oh, you know, I'm tired. You understand what I'm saying? We're lacking in the communication department. Now, sex to me is like putting in a job application and I gotta wait for you to get back to me 2 weeks later so I can have sex with you. You understand what I'm saying? But then little do I know, I go to the laundromat, I meet a female, that we vibing, I'm having problems at home because my wife is not doing the same thing she's doing, and vice versa.
Church.
The husband is not doing what he's supposed to do for his wife, so she meets somebody at the laundromat. Now we vibing, we're doing things, and you're starting to feel like, damn, this girl understands me. You feel what I'm saying? Because what was so not a problem in the beginning of the relationship, now there's a problem. People want to act like sex is not important, bro, but if you're not laying that wood, bro, your girl's gonna leave you, bro. Yeah, we'll talk. Because listen, at the end of the time, 90% of the women that I slept with that had men was like they never got it from their man the way they got it from me. And you know why I gave it to them that way? Because I learned a long time ago from my sisters and my mother. When you put in work, you put in work.
Church.
You treat every woman like she's your wife, and you don't go half-assed in anything you do in life. So my whole thing, my whole statement with this whole thing is when you're going hard in the beginning, continue to go hard, because men get lazy. We don't go to the gym no more because fuck it, I got my wife at home. I don't need to go hard no more. I'm happy. Now you get fat, you get all sloppy and flabby and sick like Larry Holmes. Here come a new stud walking through in. She in the gym working out. She see this dude, her bones is all going crazy because you're not doing that. But if you're doing what you're supposed to do, it shouldn't be no problem. But we lose that emphasis, bro. We stop going hard once we get comfortable.
Yeah, but life happens. Sex is really important. I love sex. I dig it. I want to make sure I get it all the time I can. However, though, in between there, cuz, shit happens, life happens, bills happens, kids getting sick happens. So I mean, if your wife come home or you guys come home from the ER because you know your kid has asthma, but she's supposed to go into the bathroom and slide on the thumb.
Listen, let's not be idiotic now.
No, I'm serious. I'm saying, but I'm not saying. Hold on 1 second. But it's too much of an emphasis on it, dog.
Okay, he's saying it's too much of an emphasis on the sexual part. He said
it's
important, bro.
It's important, but it's not the end all. It's not the end all.
It's not the end all. Listen, I'm not saying if my kid is sick, my kid is sick in the hospital, and I'm gonna come home and I'm gonna be like, yo, get on top of that table because I want to dig you out. Let's be real, like that's not gonna happen. My kid is sick. What I'm trying to tell you is, if me and you was animals when we got together, let's be animals. Now that we are together, you understand what I'm saying? That's my whole thing. Like, don't stop what we had in the beginning, because at the end of the thing, like when you meet 100%, this is my views and my views only. I am a horny mother effer. You understand what I'm saying? And if I want my wife Monday through Sunday if I can have her. You understand what I'm saying? No matter, regardless of the point, if I'm in a relationship with you and I want you 110%.
But we gotta do things to keep it fresh. How's she gonna get it popping if I want it, you want it like you want it in the beginning. But sometimes as men, we slack. We don't bomb like flowers. We don't take them out on dates. We don't like, hey babe,
that was my case. That's my case.
So to get them into the aura, we just want to sex.
That's the same thing I said.
This country is all, I'm telling you.
That's the same thing I said. We go hard in the beginning. We go hard in the beginning. We bring you the flowers. We bring you the candy, the teddy bears. the love poems. Yo, baby, I love you. You know what I'm saying? Oh, this feels so good. I never had it like this. We going hard. We in the back of the bus going in. We in Burger King in the bathroom. You give me the look, I give you the look. Boom, I'm knocking your walls out in Burger King. People was walking in and they hearing you scream my name. Yes, yes, we going hard. Now we get married. All of a sudden it's like, now that we married, let's get boring. Yo, baby, what's up? Now you gotta put it in like you want to get OT. Yo, can I get some today?
All right, I think that you're talking about something different. You're talking about communication and knowing that you have to speak to your mate or your spouse or whatever, and be like, this is what has to happen. There's no need for another woman to come in. Either the relationship is that bad where you have to say this isn't working for me anymore, or you work it out. Okay. So, like I said, it's either you say you don't want to be with me anymore, this isn't working, this is not the way it used to be, or you work it out with me. It's not, oh, okay, now I'm going to have to go find another woman to do
No, but
what
it doesn't, not to cut you off, it doesn't, I'm not saying that it happens that way. It happens when we're together and things are going tremendously bad between me and you, but then all of a sudden somebody unsuspectedly just comes. And that person is understanding, and that person understands where you're coming from. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't start off.
Understands you for right now. I used to understand you too, right? Obviously, that's why we got together, right?
Exactly.
So now this brand new person is here, and they understand you for a second because they don't have to deal with any of your BS.
They don't live with you.
You know what I'm saying? They good. And now this woman that has had your back, you know what I'm saying? Who probably put in work because you didn't know she has to put in work.
And that's what I mean.
You know what I'm saying?
And so therefore, it's more than just. Whatever, talk to your mate.
Hold on, let's let my man get in. Yo, hold on, let's let him get in. Let's let him get in.
Now you're both done.
Yes.
First of all, number one, the dude don't actively go out there and search for it, you know? And a lot of people just sit there and think it's about the sex. A lot of times, it's not even about the sex. A lot of times, you're right, it is the communication. When that shit breaks down, your relationship is pretty much damn near on the rocks. You understand? Now the other woman might not even know she's the other woman. You understand what I'm saying?
That's fine. I'm not knocking the other woman.
Now I'm the one that posted the question up here because you know what? A lot of guys when they cheat, they hide behind their woman. Yeah, baby, you know, cause she just had me and da 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 da. Other women, 90% of the times. Not even 90, I say 60% of the time they don't know that they're the other woman. And before I was married, all right, I used to do my dirt. Anybody that knows me know I did my dirt. But it wasn't solely based on sex. Sex was part of it, but the other part was this other woman knew a different side of me. You understand what I'm saying? That my girlfriend didn't. You feel me? She might have thought she did. You feel me? She made me feel comfortable, and majority of the time it ain't about the sex.
So then you have to choose who you want to be with.
Thank you. That's what I said.
Hold on. Choose.
If you can't
Choose, absolutely. If you're not getting what you want.
No, hold on. Let me answer both of y'all. Choose. Let me answer both of y'all. Choose. I don't have to choose.
I chose mine.
I don't have to choose it.
I chose my wife. But my wife is slacking in that department. Because when the brother is not bringing the wood, or the brother's not doing what he's supposed to do.
I feel like both you guys are presenting different points because you're pretty much is putting emphasis on the fact that the sex is lacking and the relationship.
No, not saying. I'm talking about anything. Communication. If we were two people that connected mentally and we spoke verbally and we had this understanding, all of a sudden now that we together, it's lacking. Like what I'm trying to say is when something is lacking in that relationship and we let it just falter and it dies out, and all of a sudden somebody new comes in and adds that.
I got a whole
other
aspect of this thing, and I'm gonna tell you why I got another whole aspect of this thing. This is the beautiful thing about me being who I am, and this is why I think like I said, and I constantly repeat this, why I think I'm the first man, because I'm older than everybody on this panel. For those who don't know, I'm 40 years old, about to be 41. I've been married for 8 years. Me and my wife, we just, about maybe a year ago, went to counseling from a pastor, which the pastor happens to be her uncle. And we sat down because we were having problems in our relationship. And I want y'all to know something. Everybody who sit here and say sex is not the major thing, guess what the first thing that pastor said? When the last time y'all had relations? relations means everything. You know why I'm gonna tell you? Because say me and Natalie, we're in a relationship. The moment me and Natalie starts falling out in sex, me and Natalie don't communicate no more. You know why? Because the sex brings you together. So if the sex doesn't bring us together, we're not communicating. Because guess what? At the middle of the night, I turn over on my side and I give her the back. She turns over on her side, she gives me the back. But when we're sexually active, we're hugging, we're showing compassion for each other. We're showing love for each other. So guess what? After the communication dies, then the trust and the honesty and all that, the commitment dies. Because now I'm looking for something that's going to give me what I'm not getting from Natalie. Because guess what?
Okay, I agree.
Right? Natalie in the beginning,
right.
6 months. 6 months in a relationship, Natalie in the beginning was coming to bed with lingerie on and everything. Now all of a sudden, because we're together, not saying that the man doesn't slip, because the man slips. So I want y'all to know, I also give thanks to the other man, because the other man, he puts down his work when the other brother doesn't put down his work. But Natalie comes to bed now after 6 months in the relationship with this nasty ass t-shirt and a fucking head rag, and you're like, you really want me to do you? That shit got a spaghetti stain on it from yesterday. Like, are you serious?
He said, all right,
the same thing with me. I might come to bed. I might have been working out for 6 months. My shit looking right. I done stopped working out for 6 months. I come to bed now. I got titties. Everything. Now you looking at me like, what the fuck happened? So it's a fact of people in a relationship, and this is a very mindful thing, and I'm speaking from a marriage aspect. Men and women have to stay on their job, because whatever you did to keep that person in the beginning, you got to continuously do that to keep that person.
Okay, all right, hold on. Pause right there.
Lord.
I've been hearing a lot from the men. I want to hear from the ladies. I want to hear from the wisdom.
Thank you.
There's a lot of stuff that's been said.
Marcus.
I want to hear from the wisdoms. I want to start with the wisdom. Hold on. How you feel about that? How do you feel about that? I'm gonna talk about wisdom number one. Then we'll go down to
Well,
two.
like I was saying, I agree that sex is very important. I agree that when you're intimate with somebody, it's, you know, it's emotional, it's mental, whatever. That's fine. But that's not the topic. The topic is the other woman.
You're right.
And I need to revert back to that. Because you're talking about, no, you speak to your wife, you work things out, you make sure that you're having sex. End of story.
But what if that don't happen?
You make it happen.
What if she don't want to?
Baby, let's have sex. Oh, I'm tired. I just did laundry. And I took care of little 100%. So I can't give you the thing. But mind you, when we first got together, you had 2 kids on your lap right here. You could breastfeed. I could hit you from the back while you breastfeeding. You know what I'm saying? You could put your leg up in the air. Why? You know what I mean? Like, come on.
That's when you step in and you woo her. You do a little thing that make her where she can't say no.
Oh, what can I do? Can I do the laundry for you this week so that I can make sure that you're not tired because of that? Maybe that.
Exactly. That's that.
Come on.
Ladies, can you allow me to jump in?
Go ahead.
I'm about to
Go ahead,
if I
Judas.
can.
Go ahead.
You know what gets you the sex in that instance? Let me tell you something. With women, it's more emotional. With women, it's more like they need to be taken care of. So you know what? First of all, give that to him. He said that the communication dies if the sex is not there. That's what you said?
Absolutely.
Shouldn't it be vice versa? Because if you stop communicating, therefore the sex lacks.
But guess what? When you first saw that woman, you wasn't attracted to her by the communication. You were attracted by her sexually. You said, God damn, she tried to bang it at. Or she got it. You was attracted by her sexually.
Listen. If a woman says she's tired and she help her with the laundry, help her with the dishes,
But you can do all that.
I guarantee you. Hold on, stop. I guarantee you. She's gonna give you some.
That niggas ain't understanding.
Wait.
Really gotta understand it.
Maybe he got
I'm
It's
gonna
gonna understand it.
All right.
Misunderstand it, bro.
I want to get back on before it gets too out of control. I want to come to second wisdom. Okay. Let's get down to the other woman. Let's get down to the other woman. Let's not even talk about how our relationship is lacking. That made us see the other woman, seek the other woman, gave her the opening to come in. Whatever.
God bless.
The other woman. Okay? Wait. The other woman.
AKA Natalie.
who is the other woman? Like, if from your intellect, who is the other woman and what role does she serve? Hold on.
Is she a hoe?
Well,
Hold
you
on.
know what?
Who is the other woman? What role does she serve?
Okay, I'm guilty of being the other woman, so.
Wow, you know, I didn't even know that.
In the Lord's
Hallelujah. I didn't even know
So
that.
I have the view of the other woman.
Okay, so the other woman, you are the other woman.
I know, I'm there with you.
Hold on.
Who are you?
You have been the other woman. So
Yes.
in being the other
Yes.
woman, she's not a bad person, y'all. So being the
Not at
other
all.
woman, give us who the other woman is. Who is the other woman?
Okay, well, the other woman is the woman that's looking for fun, no commitment, just just want to, just to have that fun and just I guess be inconsiderate at times. I'm not sure, but
For you personally.
Yes.
For you personally, you're in a relationship with a man that's married. Maybe you didn't know he was married first, but you found out.
Yes, from the beginning, from the get-go, he did.
Okay, so he told you he was married.
Yes, that he's in a committed relationship.
What made you stay there? What made you deal with that situation?
I just felt it was an easy situation to be in. I feel like it was just you don't have to worry about dealing with the relationship, the commitment, the drama that comes with being in a relationship. I was just in a period of my life where I didn't want to deal with a relationship, and I feel like that was the safest way to go, to have deal with someone who is currently in a relationship. I don't have to worry about any extra baggage. I just, it's just about fun, sex, and that was it.
So you didn't have to worry about the man catching feelings because of whatever goes on. You didn't have to worry about him calling you, stalking you, because he had a wife.
Exactly.
So you just take somebody else's man.
But that don't usually happen. Listen, I've been the other man.
Borrow the other.
I've been the other man.
Hold on, I'm gonna get to you real quick. So I want to hear you. I want to hear. So how do you feel about that? How do you feel about hearing?
I would never be the other woman.
Why not?
Say never.
Wait, stop.
Knowingly, I would never
Not knowing.
knowingly be the other woman.
Knowing.
Why not? Why not? Why wouldn't you ever knowingly be the
Because
woman?
first of all,
even if you're single.
a man who could be with me while having his woman at home and could then lie to her face about it, that's not a man I want to be involved with. And you know what? I'm an emotional person. It's not only sex for me. That is never only sex. As much as I may try to say that it can be, and as much as I may have at one point been like, oh, I could do this, I cannot do it. I will catch feelings. And at the end of the day, I'm not gonna put myself in that situation where I want this man and he whatever. And even let's just say he leaves his woman or whatever, and the reason he was seeing me is because they had problems. You know what I'm saying? How am I gonna trust this man? It's all about trust.
Okay, I want to come to you on that. I want to come to you right back. I need to know what she said. Hold on. Here's the number two. Here's the number two. How do you feel about that?
Well, you know what? That is, but yeah, she's right. She's emotional. Everything's about emotion. But it's not always gonna be about emotion. It's always gonna be about feelings. Not everyone you meet doesn't have to be, oh, I'm in love. No, it doesn't have to be about that. Why can't you just meet someone and have fun with them? Why have to be, oh, I gotta be in love, he gotta be my husband. I gotta be so I have to have children.
Okay.
Hold on, y'all.
Hold on. I agree. I know what you're saying because we are different people and you can differentiate, whereas I cannot usually. So absolutely, I understand what you're saying. But you're gonna say that you won't catch feelings at all, and
I'm not.
And your head won't be twisted. We won't be having late night conversations like, dude, this motherfucker. What you think this and what you think?
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying the time frame. Okay, I could do this for a certain amount of time frame. After a while, you have to make a decision in regards to, if you really want to continue this kind of relationship, or if you want to.
Would you do it again?
No,
okay.
No, I wouldn't.
So. All right. Let me. I want to ask you a question. First question I want to ask you. So for you personally, does you having sex with somebody, is that like just that's what it is, just sex, or do you bring emotion from that? Do you think of sex as more of an emotional experience with another person than just that's what it is?
I feel like, to me, everybody that I've sex has been an emotional experience. Now, it's not to say that I can't have a day where it's just straight lust with them. Like I can. Like,
but your first initial experience with them is emotions.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. With you, when sex is involved, Same question. Is it more emotional or is it just physical? This is what it is.
It's just what it is, man.
It just is what it is. And
I'm not saying that I can't put motion. I'm just saying, like, when I'm with someone that I care about, I'm in love with, or I have feelings for, I'm dating someone, it's different from when, okay, it's, you know what it is. This is just, it's just sex, you know.
Listen,
I'm putting this forward. I'm putting this forward just to paint a picture to everybody that be watching, to women that might be watching, or so on and so forth. You have two different types of women. Now they're friends. You have two totally different type of women. You know what I'm saying? And they're giving you two totally different outlooks. So you can't basically put everybody in the same basket saying the other woman is this, other woman is that, because you know what? The other woman, it could be any woman at certain phases in their life. You know, who knows that maybe one day Jasmine get her heart broke crazy. And she's like, I don't even want to deal with no men no more. F men, F relationships, whatever. And she see a dude, and that's just what it is. He could be married.
But that already happens, and I haven't, and I still have my character, and that's who I am.
So you went through that phase.
I went through the phase of being hurt. I went through the phase of knowing the other woman, and I went through all of that.
So
and at the end of the day, I still would not go to that level. It's just not me.
Were you ever the other woman?
She said.
I never know.
Knowing that. You were never knowing the other woman.
But okay, like for instance, I dealt with someone on and off for 2 years okay, I know, of course he never said it, but I know that he was dating other people. But at the end of the day, it was a situation where I had gone through what I had gone through already, and I didn't want to, like, you know, I didn't want to be pushy, I didn't want to whatever, I just kind of wanted to let him rock and do him, and, you know, and grow and then see where it can go.
Was that a relationship?
To me it was, to him it obviously wasn't.
So it was more an agreement to him.
It was, absolutely.
It was an agreement to him, it was a
okay,
relationship
well,
to you.
Thing. We hung out, it's not to say every time we hung out we had sex.
Right.
You know, we hung out, we would go out to eat, we would do our thing, whatever, we talk. I think to him it was more of a friendship where he occasionally got benefits.
No strings attached.
I guess. So in that sense, I could have very well been the other woman and not have known it.
That's what I was trying to get across.
Okay, but then there's the other woman
who knows
she's the other woman, and if anything, don't even just want what you got. Just want what you got.
It's not that she wants what you have.
She wants it, and she'll fuck with your head, and she'll do whatever.
Yo, the guy has something to do with it too. He has a lot to do with it.
He does, and I'm not excusing him. I'm not excusing him, but there are women out there, because I've been through it, who will then call you and freaking tell you things about the person and whatever, because at the end of the day, they're gonna stay with that person. They want him for them.
They're booze eggs. And they stupid because they know that.
And I'm not
honestly, the dude will always go with his wifey.
Always, man.
But he's giving privileges to this other woman. How is that fair to the wifey?
It's not.
It's not fair. It's not fair. But when a woman tells you, "Oh, this is just sex," do not come at me with more than that. This is just, we're just having fun. Me and you are just having fun. I have my man. I'm happy with my man. But occasionally, me and you are gonna hook up and we're gonna have fun. So my mentality is, I'm gonna have fun. At the end of the day.
All right. So to you, if Shorty came up to you, you seen Shorty, whatever the case is, she told you I got a man, you know? But occasionally, me and you want to have fun, or whatever the case is. So you're fulfilling a need for her that's not being fulfilled by her man.
No, I'm fulfilling my need.
No, you are fulfilling your needs. No.
I don't need to talk.
No,
I'm getting what I want. I'm scoring.
All right.
You understand?
So I'm talking about
keeping it real here. This is real.
No doubt. But I'm talking about to her.
Yeah.
For on her end, she has a man, and she's coming to you.
Yeah.
Like, yo, she has a man. She live with her dude. You know what I'm saying? But she's coming to you. Yo, he's not home. He's at work. What you want to do? But she's calling you to fulfill a need that she's not getting. We know why you're coming over.
Yeah.
Just like the other woman.
Yeah.
You know why the other woman is coming over. She has no restraint. She has no strings.
Yeah.
She's coming over. Look, let's get it in. I don't want no strings attached. I get to hit it. I get to leave. Whatever. So you think it's because that he's not doing what he needs to do?
I mean, I don't know.
What do you think? I'm not saying you knew in that instance.
All right. My personality maybe is just the dude may be too romantic in bed. And I may listen. It's reality. Some women want to meet a man that's mad aggressive. Look, you feel me? I'm an aggressive.
And you straight up.
Listen, I'm an aggressive lover. No, listen. I'm an aggressive lover. I'm a yank your hair. You know what I mean? You gotta ask them to smack you in your ass. This is what I do. This is what I do. You know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe that's what's lacking. Maybe the guy may be too aggressive and she wants a man this nice and delicate. You know what I mean? You feel me? Like it depends. Sex.
Look, man. All I gotta say, all I gotta say is this, right? At the end of the day, you're absolutely right. It's not right. It's completely wrong, especially if you're married. It's completely wrong. But, you know, everybody will say, oh, just go talk to your partner and get it straight. A lot of times that conversation has already died. Because I want you to understand something. Me being, and like I said earlier, yo, wise man number one, I always speak the truth. Me and my wife, we're reliving our marriage. Because in the beginning, somewhere in the middle, that shit died. You feel me? And we were hating each other and there was no communication. But we found that. But guess what? It took time to find that. But because of my life experiences and time in, don't get fucked up. I didn't cheat.
I was just
I didn't cheat. You know what I mean? I just held on. But that comes from experience and that comes from wisdom and knowledge. A lot of brothers nowadays don't have that. So now, when you're not getting what you need at home, you're definitely going to go and find it from somewhere else. Now, what I want to say is this, and I'll end my comment with this. No matter how much y'all want to fight and argue about this situation, it may sound kind of fucked up, but even in the Bible, it states that men done had more than one wife. You know why? Because one woman cannot satisfy a man, because sometimes it takes more than one woman to make that man equal. Even Jay-Z said it in a rhyme. He said a man needs 3 women. He needs a wife, he needs the mistress, and he needs a chick.
Forget it, I'm the dog.
You understand? You go into Solomon, Solomon had a whole bunch of wives. You know why? But don't get it messed up. Whereas in the Bible says you can have these women, but you got to take care of them and treat them equally. So a lot of brothers don't understand that. If you can't treat them equally, you shouldn't have them. But the base of that story is that you need more than one woman to take care of you and satisfy your needs. Because guess what? It's just a natural instinct, I think. Women become comfortable because everybody, we're going to agree, everybody, even men, 6 months into the relationship, they're this person, they're this fabulous person you want them to be. They're making breakfast for you, bringing breakfast to bed, because they're trying to bait you. This is the hook, the shit they got on the hook to reel you in. But once they reel you in, after 6 months, you see that real person. But guess what? Feelings and emotions have already came involved. That's to go back to your subject. You might not never know you're the other woman, but by the time you find out you're the other woman, feelings and emotions already coming involved. So you'll say, I'll never be that woman. But once those feelings and emotions coming involved, you can't help it. And you just say, oh shit, I'm the other woman. You say, oh shit, I'm the other woman.
Hold on, all right, hold on.
I love Jack.
Keep it up.
Jack, she's all like that.
And I love Natalie too.
And Natalie.
Number 1 and number 2.
All right, look. So I'm gonna come to Steve Rogers real quick. Hey, let's not call him Nick.
Nah.
So, right?
I'm fucking with my brother. He's my brother. We have these. Listen, without the understanding, we still have these things, me and him. You know what I mean? So it doesn't matter.
I love Steve Rogers equally. Steve Rogers, I'm gonna come to you real quick, and then I wanna get the understanding of the statement. So, lasting words. What do you want to say as far as the topic is concerned?
Why the fuck am I single? I don't get it. Because you know everything he probably says, and these guys, man, I don't. Steve Rogers has no comment. How about that?
Steve Rogers has no comment. All right. So, all right.
Steve Rogers' voice.
Real quick.
I don't get it. Like,
Hold on.
Oh God.
We're not gonna come to a mutual understanding on this. So I want to go to every one person and ask them one question individually, and then we'll go from there. Okay? I'm gonna come to every one person and ask them individually. Just answer yes or no. Don't elaborate. Don't go into it. Just yes or no. Okay? I'm gonna start with 100%. Is the other woman necessary in a relationship? Yes or no?
Hold on, son. You seriously gotta think about that.
No, that's a hard question.
Hold on. Everybody's entitled to their answer. That's it.
Then you don't want nobody to elaborate either?
Nope.
Is the other woman necessary in a relationship?
It doesn't mean that you have to have one. It doesn't mean that you don't have to have. I'm saying, is she necessary?
I'm not going to answer yes or no, because if I can't elaborate, I can't answer the question. Depends.
Okay,
That's my answer.
I'll take that.
What do you feel?
Same way, depends.
It depends on the situation. Jasmine.
No.
Judas! the seven. How do you feel about it? Is the other woman necessary, dog?
If your relationship is
Yes.
You elaborating.
Yes or no?
Hold on.
Yes or no,
Yes or
bro?
no? Just give me one word answer.
Bro,
One word
you
answer.
elaborate, I'm gonna elaborate.
One word answer. One word answer.
Yes or no, bro?
maybe.
Maybe. Natalie.
I'll say the same thing, maybe.
Maybe.
Yes,
Judas. Ben. How do you feel about it? Hold on.
I'm sorry, I just don't. Word,
How do you feel about it,
It's a
Ben?
bit faster.
In a relationship? No.
Cause I
No.
love
So
you.
you no as well. No as well.
Cause I
No as well.
love you, baby.
All right. So
What about you?
About me? Other woman? I honestly don't think the other woman is necessary.
So it's a no for you.
No.
Yeah, no.
And listen, honestly, I have my personal views on it. I just don't think the other woman is necessary. Hold on.
No, she
Alright.
was not that black and white, bro.
Alright. Being that we have the wisdoms here tonight, I want to switch it around a little bit. And I want to give the two ladies in the panel a question to ask the men. Something that women talk about, something that might bother women, or questions that you might not get an honest answer from your man. So first, I want to go to the first wisdom. What's the question that you want to ask the panel?
Yeah.
That you think you wouldn't get an honest answer from a man if you asked him any other time?
Why is it okay when you guys cheat or have your little side chicks or whatever you want to call it, but once your girl cheats on you just once, you can cheat on her 10 times. Once she cheats on you just once, you are like going insane. Like you're going crazy and it's not acceptable and you
It's
just...
not forgivable, she done.
Yeah.
Cut off.
Because men don't like how the medicine tastes when it's on the other side. You understand what I'm saying? Like, me personally, if I cheat and you cheat, it's the same thing. But we don't, as a man, you don't want to hear it's your girl cheating.
So am I less than you that I should accept it?
No,
with
you're
you?
not less than me.
Okay, so
It's
then-
just that men don't like how the medicine tastes when it's
But
on
then
the
why
other
don't you
side.
give it then?
Because that's just men. I mean, that's how we are.
Would you forgive
Okay.
someone?
Hold on.
Because see, we cheat with lust. We don't
Hold on.
cheat with emotion.
Oh, that's exactly what you were saying.
Hold on, hold on.
Oh, it's sad.
Let me come to Kenny B's. I'm gonna go this way. Let me come to Kenny B.
Like, honestly, to be real, I want to make this short and sweet. I think no man on this panel is going to disagree with what was just said. That's the actual fact. Women when they cheat with emotions. You know, my man Aries in a couple of episodes ago, he stated this. This is an actual fact. Women cheat with emotions, whereas with men, it's just I'm going to bump you and I'm going to keep going, and that's what it is. We just do what we do. But women, it's more involved. It's more feelings. It's like time has been set in before they bump. They go out on dates. They do whatever. They go to the movies. Where men, we looking like, look, let's go straight to the hotel. And that's how it
But
is.
what if we just want to do that? What if this man is just so fine that we just like, damn, my man done fell off or whatever. My man's my man, whoever. But I wanna see that.
So I'm bringing-
But in our mind, we're not thinking
But you're
that.
not a woman, so it's not about what you thinking.
You know,
I'm telling you now, it's the same way both ways.
Okay,
It
so
can be.
guess what? I'm gonna
So
tell
then
you this,
what's the problem?
and I want to pass it on because I know you want to pass it on. I'm gonna say this. Say you go out to the club, you meet Jen, and you just say hello, and you go and you bump Jen, and then you come back home and I find that you bump Jen because I'm a man. Automatically in my mind, I'm gonna think more of it than that. Yo, you just bumped Jen. I'm gonna think about you probably been talking to this motherfucker for like 6 months. You've been dating him for 6 months. You could probably tell me, oh, I just met him. That shit ain't gonna fly in my mind. That's just a man's thing. We already know that women deal in an emotional level. So that's why, you know, it's just that. I think that's what it is.
Let me come to the seventh. How you feel about that, man?
I'm gonna be honest with you. She's mine. She's mine. She's nobody else's. I don't care what you think. That's mine. And I'm a kid that likes to play around. That's my ball. It's nobody else's.
But why?
I don't-
But I feel like you my ball. So
Let
what's
me-
that about?
Let me finish.
I love
Let me
Josh,
finish.
yo.
Let me finish. I don't like sharing with nobody. To be honest with you, unless it benefits me. And yo, honestly, I'm greedy. And most men are greedy. You know what I'm saying? That's all that's to it. You ain't going out
So if your
there
wife
cheating.
cheated on you, what would happen?
Ooh.
What you say?
All right.
I'll have my.
All right, hold on. Let's go.
That's a
Sit there and
different
we'll come over.
conversation.
Ray Caruth.
Steve Rogers.
Yes, sir.
How do you feel about that, man?
How I feel about what?
The question that was asked.
I don't know, man. I mean, you know, if a woman does it, she does it. If a man does it, he does it. Human beings suck. I don't know. I don't answer this question. I'm just like, whatever, dude.
All right, so you feel about it?
Yeah, man, because, you know, I mean, whatever.
Are
you sure we're not doing grinded kids today?
We're gonna go to Ben
Sounds
Richards.
really pissing me off.
All right, hold on. We're gonna go to Ben Richards. Ben Richards, how you feel about the question, bro?
Number one, it's not right, I think, on either side of it, number one. But number two, kind of go with but both things that were said. Number one, like 100% was saying, it is more of an emotional thing where I think in a man's head, you kind of know, like, you feel more like when a man does it, at least, I guess, being a man, that it's just happening to happen, but you feel like when a woman does it, it's premeditated because they thought this through and they said, you know what, for whatever reason, whether it's out of spite, whether it's out of whatever, that they had it planned out. And I'm kind of like what Jen is saying, I can feel him too on that because number one, I know what he's speaking from. He's a Leo like I am, and I have that same possessive, greedy kind of nature where, you know, like, you just want what you want and it's yours. Like he said, it's my ball, I'm not going to, you're not playing, you know, this is my yard, you know, you're not coming in here playing with my, you know, not like you consider it property, but in a sense it's like, this is mine and you have to kill me for it. You know, that's how you feel about it. And I think, I don't know, I mean, we just take it more seriously in that regard, I guess, I don't know.
Yep. And I would agree with everything the men on the panel said. I said it before. Like a pride of lions. You got one lion, a bunch of females. He's laying up with every female in that pride. And let another lion come across, we're bumping heads. You're not touching any of my females. It can be 20, it can be 30. You're not touching any of them. It's a selfish thing. And you know, women are way more emotional creatures than men are. So when women go to cheat, oh, you want to do that to me? I got you. And they're going to go to one thing that might hurt a man. And then the one thing that will hurt a man is have another man touch what's his.
True that.
That's it. So
Church!
So I hope that answered your question. I hope so. And we're going to come to the second wisdom. What's your question?
I would say, why can a man be straight up and honest with your feelings?
Why can a man
yes,
just straight up and honest with your feelings? Hold on, let me come to Ben Richards. Come around. I know.
Listen.
Hold on. Ben Richards, go ahead, man. Why can't a man be straight up and honest with his feelings?
it's a woman thing.
Speaking personally, again.
Personally.
Me personally, if I'm talking to somebody and I'm not being honest with my feelings, it's because, quite honestly, I don't have feelings for you. It's the truth, no, but seriously, because it's like if you know, like whether you putting on a facade or whatever you want to call it, if you really don't feel that way for a woman, honestly, because I'm bred a different way. Like my parents brought me up, you know, respectful women, this and that. So honestly, if I'm in love with you, whatever the case is, I'm serious like that, I'm gonna pretty much bare my heart and soul to you and say, look, this is how I feel. I'll tell you every day, I love you. You know, I come home, I miss you, love you. But if I don't have that in me and I'm not coming home and I'm like, you know, you're like, oh, let's go hang out, and I'm like, no, that's right, go with your friends. I don't want to hang out. You know why I'm doing that? Because I'd rather go hang out with my friends to meet somebody else probably because I don't really like you. And that's what it comes down to.
Church! You know? All right, that was well put, man. All right, Steve Rogers.
To answer Mrs. Rogers' question,
Hold on, let me put the calendar.
I feel like society has put the emphasis on what's manly and what's considered to be, you know, machismo, and that's why a lot of guys is in touch with not in touch with their feelings, because they feel like if they think more on an emotional level that they can be, you know, identified as having a female quality or female trait. But I feel like if we were more, you know, if we were to tap more into that emotional side to ourselves with our women, then, you know, marriages will probably stay together a little more, and relationships and all these games will stop if we would just tap into the side. There's nothing wrong with being sensitive with your woman. That's not being homo, that's not being feminine. That's, to me, that's a real man. Anyone who's in touch with his emotions, such as to me, that's a real man. That's why I'm a real man, aka the husband of Mrs. Rogers.
All right,
you get that.
the seventh.
The wine is in there.
Yo, let me be real with you. You know, I agree.
Across your leg?
Sorry, I agree with Ben Richards, and I'm gonna keep it 100. It takes time, dog. It takes time for you to open yourself up to that particular woman. But when you first meet them, and even if it's about a year or two, or whatever, you know what I mean? you ain't gonna tell them your whole business.
No.
You understand what I'm saying? Because, you know, there's certain things that she shouldn't know at that particular time because she might not be able to handle that situation. You understand what I'm saying? So gradually you let her know things if you care about her, if you see her in your future. If you don't see her in the future, don't tell her nothing. You tell her what she wants to hear.
I know, I do.
Wow, that's how
Wow.
Mac.
All right.
Goldie, nigga.
I keep him looking good, but no dough.
Kenny B, how you feel about it, man?
Okay, I can kind of touch on everyone in here,
Here we go.
that just spoke, right? Ben Richards, just to start down the line.
Yes, sir.
You're absolutely right. If I don't give a damn about you, I'm not going to tell you that I give a damn about you. And I learned that from experience. Okay, to touch on Steve Rogers. You're right. Like, society has put this thing where men feel like you're not being a man expressing emotions. But guess what? This is nothing new. This has happened back in the days because you know what they say, history repeats itself. So when you start going back in time and you look at other people that then came before us, prime example, Spartans. If you look at 300, what's the first thing they tell you about the Spartans? When my man was going to war, he was going to fight the what you call it, whatever, the Persians, he wanted to tell his wife, I love you, but the man in him would not let him do it. But the eyesight he gave her, she knew from that point, he loves me. Because it's a man thing. Now, to get back to you, you're absolutely right. There has to be a certain amount of time before you start doing this because guess what? Women have this tendency to be the predators. When you start going in and you start telling women how you feel, they take those feelings and they shit on you and they take them and they manipulate you like
they call you
puppets and they make you do whatever they want to do. You know how many women I know that, and this is just a prime example, we all know this, women who have men that treat them like shit and they stay with him, but the man who will truly love them and take care of them, they can't stand him. Yep. That's because he's showing his feelings. So you gotta, you know, that's it. Yeah, pretty much. Tell them what they want to hear. Thank you, number 7.
I mean, me personally, I'm gonna keep it like my name. 100%. I mean, whatever I say, I tell the female what it is. Like, I don't sugarcoat it. I don't paint no candy walls. I don't do none of that BS. Like, I keep it 100. Listen, if I love you, I'm not afraid to tell you I love you. When I was with my kid's mother and she bared 2 of my children, I told her I loved her because I really loved her. I don't feel less of a man in front of my crew because I tell a woman I love her. I don't give a, at the end of the day, when I'm fucking, my man is not nothing. You know what I'm saying? I mean, spit Spanish. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I'm doing me, niggas is not, and vice versa. So at the end of the day, like that's one of the reasons why I respect Steve Rogers the most, because he's one of my closest. Like, I know him all my life. You feel what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, the dude always, from day one, y'all love her and think. I ain't feel like he was pussy. I ain't feel like he was more of a sucker because he loved her. He was just real with his emotions. And when I find a woman that I love, I'm gonna tell my niggas from the top of the hill, y'all love this woman. It ain't gonna make me less because I'll knock a nigga head off with no problem. You feel what I'm saying? It don't make me less of a man because I tell my woman I love her. You feel what I'm saying? It doesn't make me less than a man, but you know, in society, people feel like they can't share their emotions. You feel what I'm saying? Right. It's just real life, man. You know what I mean?
Feeling, nothing more than feelings. You know what? There is nothing I can say that every man on this panel hasn't already said. That's what it is. It's plain in front of you, black and white. Ben Richards said it. Everyone said it. It's the media, how it portrayed is like these macho dudes can't show our feelings. Actuality, we have feelings, and we're emotional. Come on, I've cried in front of my lady. I've told my lady I love her every morning. I tell her I love her because you never know if you're gonna make it home. So I want to have that understanding.
I done threw on Blackstreet in my crib crying like a little bitch because my first ever love mate had sex with one of my best friends from junior high, and I was feeling distraught. So I'm throwing Blackstreet and I'm crying like a bitch. Imagine 100% crying like a bitch. Exactly, that's all.
Can I get a kiss goodbye?
What? It's like kiss. Why do you do that to me? Let me ask you, Rodriguez, look at me now, baby. said,
when you was
Justine
crying.
Rodriguez, yeah. Holla at me, Facebook, you heard?
When you were crying, where were you?
My room, nigga.
By yourself.
By myself.
Exactly, because you didn't want nobody to see that. But you were about to see
Then my
that.
mother came back there and said, Mi hijo, tú estás bien. No, mommy. Man, hold me, nigga. I told my mother to hold me, nigga, because I was fucking distraught. This is why I am the way I am.
Alright, look.
You did this to me. Church.
Alright, look.
You did this
That's
to
a
me.
lot of a serious problem.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
That's one question to ask. Wow.
Nice.
crazy.
All right, look.
Women creative.
That's it for tonight. I hope we answered these ladies and a lot of you ladies out there question. I want to give a thanks to everybody on the panel, especially the Wisdoms. Give it up for the Wisdoms for coming.
Yo, before you shut it down, I just got to give a shout out. Not so much a shout out, you know what I mean, for all those that wasn't here earlier. I got a call from my wife, you know, my sons, you know, godmother, her daughter passed in the operation. I just want to say RIP to Asia. You know, we love you.
We love you.
You know what I mean? And you're definitely in my heart. You know what I mean? And as soon as I get back home, I'm there. I'm at the house. I'm coming to show love. You know what I mean? Death is not an easy thing to swallow. But, you know, we just got to remember that God got a better place for us.
That's right.
And I love you. You feel me? Holla.
That's right. Just to show you, we do have emotion. We have a lot of emotion, and we'll show it to the right people. So, your man's not showing you any emotion? Sorry. He just let that into you. Sorry, so thanks for tuning in this week. Hopefully you tune in again next week. Stay on Facebook. Keep hitting us with the posts. Share us with at least one person on your friends list, because we're trying to grow, we're trying to get the word out. And to everybody that's watching, everybody on their laptops, computers,